transformation process, ladies and gentlemen, therefore, starts with what I call unconscious incompetence. I'll narrate this with a metaphor of a bus stand. You're standing there with your wife and kids, and your colleague passes by in a Maruti 800. Until then, you're not aware. It's unconscious incompetence. You're comfortable driving in a bus. And the next thing you know is a nice red pinch that your wife gives you on your hand. You idiot, look at him. He's going in a car, you're standing in the bus. You become conscious of your incompetence. You don't have a car. You may be able to afford it, you don't know how to drive. Metaphor being leadership, metaphor being driving a car. So you move from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence. What do? Oh, wait a minute, let me go and find the loans for autos, for cars, but more than that, let me go to driving school. You go there and you start learning with the basics. What signal means what. Then the gear, then the clutch, then the mirror, then the works. And initially when you start driving, all you who learn driving, I did it, will go practice the third step, which is you become conscious of your competence. Which means you now start driving. If you see in your early days you're tentative, right? Well, in fact, while changing gears, you say, okay, let me slow down because I want to change gear 3, 4. Hopefully it doesn't do that, right? You're actually tentative. You're not conscious competence. You start doing that over a period of time. Then, today how do you drive? One cell phone here, kid does this thing, and our man is going 120. Bindas, full control. And that's called unconscious competence. It's subconscious. The trick is your leadership examples. Initially, how do I delegate? How do I talk to CEO? How do I talk to CMD secretary? Very power zone, high power zone. CMD secretary can make or mar your career, right? Because that late night sitting and saying, oh, I don't think he's very good. She's a BCom mom, okay? She's finished an MBA of course, right? So you're tentative. You start practicing leadership, delegation skills, listening skills. All of us want to be aggressive speakers. How about being aggressive listeners? Ability to deal with politics, the hidden agenda, the surface agenda, torpedoing a meeting, maneuvering a meeting, all the skills over a period of time, you go on to become an unconscious about your competence. It's a very natural thing. Public speaking, sewing, driving, these are all metaphors about transformation process. Therefore, 3 critical factors. Now comes the SQ, and that SQ stood for spiritual quotient. Before you tear me apart thinking I'm representing Astha Channel or Baba Ramdev, I'm a very regular corporate guy like you. Spirituality for me is not about any of this, and I'm not here to discuss any religious beliefs. I'm going to talk about corporate spirituality and we'll see what it's all about. Right? Let's start off with IQ. IQ, EQ, and SQ. And today's transformation leadership is about the third piece. But before that, quick thing on IQ, we all know it. The mental caliber, the commitment, blah, 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 the co-competence, and blah, blah. EQ. It's about this thing called passion. Think about the second and the third one. Are you even aware about the impact you have on your context? That's emotional quotient. In cinema, you're with the co-entertainers. In here, you're with other people. In a bus, in a plane, everywhere you're with somebody. So are you even aware about your impact on your context? Number 2, what Stephen Covey decides, the 90-10 principle. 10% of the stuff, an accident, a divorce, a this, a that, and no control. But 90%, how you react to what happens to you is in your control. That's emotional maturity. And insert in a cocktail party, especially by your boss, couched in a humor, but a dig at you. And your juniors are there, difficult to stomach. Huge test for emotional quotient. Like I run programs, and one thing, a good example of high risk situation is you're in an airplane, you went to the toilet, you spent 5 minutes in the toilet. When you came out, there's an eerie silence and 4 men standing with a gun. As soon as you come out, freeze! Gun on his neck. You're not even prepared for it. Quickly assess it's a high risk situation. Slightest of the movements can be interpreted as your ability to retaliate. Just at this very extremely excruciating moment, a lovely ant decides to make love with your leg. And you want to go there, you could be shot dead. Right? Because terrorist doesn't know there's an ant there, he thinks you're out there to take a gun out, you could be shot dead. Similarly, emotional areas are very high. Connectedness. Google, Orkut, weddings, friends, birthday bashes, Thanksgiving. My God. diaries are full. A lot of us are today suffering from stress about not able to keep up our relationships. A lot of relationship breakdown. I sent you 3 SMSs, you didn't send anyone else. Not fair, I think you're my enemy, I don't trust you. Return my 500 rupees. Right? Dude, I didn't have access. I don't believe you. Social network it is. And this social stamina and connectedness, we're so busy trying to connect with everybody, having little time for us to connect with ourselves. Which reminds me of 2 lovely lines in Hindi. Handle it if you can, because I have found it difficult to handle it. हर दम हर पल किसी गैर की तलाश में रहता है आदमी. Finding for role models, political connects, good contacts, right? हर दम हर पल किसी गैर की तलाश में रहता है आदमी. इस डर से कि कहीं खुद से मुलाकात ना हो. Search with a fear and an avoidance of getting in touch with yourself. I think it's huge. Brings me to the last piece, which is I'm not there to define it, because each one of us here has to find an individual path here, but I would like to sum it up as saying this thing is about the zone beyond IQ and IQ. EQ is about huge inner mastery on transformational leadership. And each one has this guy called conscious and built up over the period. It's when greed and avarice wraps it up like a bandage, beautifully buried and truly and fully buried. It pops up, you say, shut up, I'm an MBA, God's gift to mankind, don't teach me. Let me deal with it. And you lead it to the jail. Right? Today, the complete thing missing is, you think people who are up there on the newspaper, they're smart, not smart? They're brilliant guys, tacticians, strategists. They don't know how to say the sweet things. They'll tell you exactly what you want to hear without you knowing that they're telling you what they want to hear. High on IQ. The rot is in the entire fabric of, am I doing the right